Oh my God. Well, thank you so much, TP, for introducing us. It's really a pleasure to sit here and share some story with you guys. Big thank to all Earth Island team, and especially for the guy who chose picture for the poster. I will find you. Uh, Thank you all for coming down today, and I hope really we share some fun stories. Not sure that we'll share some knowledge. Most likely, no.
We'll try.
Uh,
Yeah, thank you, Tippy. Thank you, crew. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Yeah, I mean, as Tippy said, we've got an amazing community down here. And we've seen so many changes over the years. So, yeah, we just want to sort of talk about our experience here in Bali. Obviously, well, not obviously. I'm from Australia. I'm from Sydney.
I'm from Russia, Yekaterinburg.
That was the obviously, I meant. Yeah, thanks to Tonya.
Is it
thanks for the
because of my accent or what? I don't understand. You try to put some point here?
He always threatens me with Uncle Putin, whoever that is.
Hey, just one call, brother.
Yeah, so we just wanted to talk about our experiences here and about what Bali means to us, about sort of how it's shaped us as people, shaped us as surfers, and yeah, sort of the path that we've been on and where we're going, where we've been. So, yeah. Canggu.
I'm bad he was with no t-shirt and no helmet on him. I didn't write this now.
Nikita, let me kick it off, dude. We met probably 2018, 2019 when you first started coming to Bali.
Not first time coming to Bali, but spent some time in Canggu, yeah, and like surf sandbar.
Yeah, I remember meeting you. I was working with Chili Surfboards at the time, and you came in, and I'd seen you in the water a couple of times, but we hadn't really spoken, and you wanted to get some boards, and dude, you were the most excited person I've ever met in my life, I think. You were excited in the water, you came in, you're looking at surfboards, and yeah, we just kind of became friends from there, yeah?
Yeah, I guess in my viewpoint, what Canggu give me is a place where my dreams kind of come true. In terms of, if anybody of you watch Surf's Up movie about the penguin, can you raise your hand up if you see it? Okay, quite a few people. So I kind of live that life of the guy who lives in Russia and have his dream of surfing, but it's cold and it's far away from like ocean, and you're just dreaming about that. And then by the life going and you chasing your dreams, I end up being in Canggu, and my friends host me, like my Russian friends. So start surfing, and then in one moment, when you're a kid who come from a country with no surf culture in that moment, you're like, wow, I see this pro surfer, that pro surfer come down, I can surf this wave, I can get better in that, I can meet people like Dion and stuff. And I think what the best part for Bali and Canggu for me is, you can be yourself definitely, if it's not like hurting anybody in terms of like being a bit of asshole, going on loud scooters like that guy just done. It's totally like fit into community, and like people are taking each other the way they are. And even like we're going to roll with the guys in woven jiu-jitsu, and it always goes smooth, and like it can be like any culture part, anything, and then people just accept each other and letting them be themselves, which is huge part for me, and I really enjoyed each time coming to Bali and spend my time in Canggu.
Yeah, for sure. There's so many different people, so many different cultures, visitors, people that live here. Yeah, we're so lucky with such a wide variety of people. And yeah, man, I think for you, seeing you grow just from being here with your surfing, being able to surf so many different waves. Where did you start surfing when you first came to Bali?
In Kuta, like classic way of like surfing double six and Kuta on a soft top, and like learning. Actually, where you end up surfing when the first time come here? When was it?
Yeah, I was the same. My parents brought me here when I was like 12, and we were staying in Legian, and there was just like a left and a right rip bowl.
Was it like 14 years ago?
Yeah, it was black and white. It was still black and white days. Yeah, no, it was 2002, 2003 maybe?
I was 2 years old.
But yeah, so when did you sort of decide you want to become a pro surfer, and what allowed you to embark on this journey?
Well, I cannot say that this was like a decision. It just like end up happening like that. I was dreaming about that, putting my effort into it. But then my friends, they opened a surf school and a camp in right here in Nilayan. This was named Takeoff, and they host me there. Like this is like, hey, like I was 16, I think. They're like, we can see you like excited about surfing. You can stay here. And one of the stories I have to tell, it was like I'm 16. Never drive my bike further than like from here to Canggu beach and back. It was like my maximum going to Raya Canggu. And I'm like riding the old shitty Vario of 20 kilometers per hour with like weird helmet, you know, like shit one. And then one of my friends was like, you want to go Sumbawa? I'm like, I heard the waves are pumping in there. They're like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, can we get a car? And it was like time when like we cannot get a car to go there. So it's like, no, we go on a bike. I will go slow. So the guy go all the way to Sumbawa with like 90 kilometers per hour. I'm just like barely couldn't make it behind him.
You're on a bike or you're sitting on the back?
I'm on a bike. Hey, I'm on the man. I'm not sitting on the back. Even when Gojek come, I'm like, man, I drive the bike, okay? So yeah, I've been driving it there, and I think like that's where my really relationship with Canggu started. When like I drive to Sumbawa and back on the bikes, I'm like, okay, I feel comfortable to go around, and I can find some other spots around, and I don't need to like get a car or something.
Do you think, I feel like during COVID, you really sort of became friends with everybody. Everywhere I went, you were there. Where the waves were good, you were surfing. And I feel like you sort of really found your feet during that period. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? You did some trips, you met some people.
I do remember that like I get stuck in Russia for like quite 9 months almost, and I couldn't like leave it or go anywhere. And I was like, oh, what should I do? And then I was lucky enough to sneak into Bali. And as soon as I arrived, Lee and Kian was like, we're going on a desert trip. You want to join? I'm like, I never been in desert. I just see it in like some movies. So like, yes. And I remember like paddling out. It's nobody in the water. It's like not huge, but it's solid. My first time. And then this dark water wedge start to come into you. I'm like, whoa, what should I do? What should I do? And Lee like, go, just go. I'm like, well, if he says, must be a good wave. So I'm paddling, doing takeoff, air drop down, do bottom turn, look around myself. And I just all close out for like, I think 20 to 25 meters. And I'm like, I'm dying now. And that thing just explodes near me, kick the board out of me. I'm falling down, hitting the reef, going out of the water, like paddling back to Lee. And he like, I was just checking you, like, should I give you a good wave or no? Because if you don't go for the wave when I call it, like, I shouldn't share waves with you.
That's a pretty good crew to go with. For those of you who don't know, Desert Point's like potentially the world's best wave. It's in Lombok, a long left, and it reminds me of a trip that you and I did there.
Oh,
one time.
yeah.
We got to Desert Point and we woke up one morning and the waves were giant. It was huge. There was about 100 people standing on the shoreline and we're all just watching.
No, let me take a bit, like, little bit backstory. So, Mad Dog, our good friend, owner and creator of Island Brewing, he called us on that trip, on like boat trip. And just in the morning, we arrived there. They park the boats. It's like, you boys get out, and then we go around to like bring the stuff into a camp on the beach. So I'm paddling out there, and I think like 150 people, some 20 more hungry Brazilians who will not let you take any wave at all. And I'm like, well, I guess my surf trip is over on that. So like we got out on the shore and we put our stuff in the room and I'm sitting eating my spaghetti and I hear like everybody go, whoa! And I just like putting my head up and see like huge set rolling through. Remember like the first big one? And I'm like, wow, that's huge. Thanks God I'm on a beach. And I just like keep eating with my thoughts. And like in 10 minutes I hear one more like, whoa, even louder. I'm like, what's going on there? I look up. Even the biggest set rolling through, and it's already like, what, 50 guys on the beach, some guys with a broken board, some of them crying. Literally, I'm like, well, glad that I'm on the beach. And I'm like finishing my pasta, and my dog like, hey, Nikki. I'm like, yeah. He like, it's time. I'm like, time for beer? He like, no, time to paddle out there.
And Nikita, he was like, you reckon we go out? We go out? I'm like, dude, of course. And he's like, all right,
Fuck, and he did not end up going out with me.
I had like a 5'8", a board that's shorter than me. I didn't bring anything that was suitable, and Nikita brought a little bit of a step up, and he tunneled out before me, and I watched him just take off on this one, and he sort of skipped down the face like he landed the takeoff, and then just got walloped at the bottom. It was like an 8-foot wave, and you just got flogged. And then about 10 minutes later, you got this one that was even bigger, and then you pulled in high, and you came out the front just going.
I think this was the only time when my claim was really allowed to be, because usually guys is like, can you not fucking claim, please, at least once?
That was well worthy, dude. I think you gained a lot of respect off the people that were there.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun trip and a good time with the boys.
Nice. Mate, tell us about this year. What are your plans? What's going on with you?
We're kind of jumping on me. Let's jump on you a little bit. Tell us, you was like an Australian QS grinder for quite a while, and then something happened in your life, and you're like, "Fuck, I'm moving to Bali now." Like, can you tell us about your backstory?
Yeah. So I used to surf a lot when I was younger, and then I was doing pretty good until I was like 21, and then I got offered a
Wow, thank you, Tippy.
I got offered a job with Quicksilver. So at that time, I passed up surfing and took a bit of a real job. And then
that's a wise man decision, I can tell you that.
Wise move for sure.
Wait,
and then
just a second.
In 2015, I got a call from Channel Islands saying they wanted someone to come and work here. So I put my hand up, and the next year I got shipped off over here.
So tell us, like 2016, Canggu is not what we see here. The shortcut is all fucked up. There's a bricks falling out. I know the story about you and Joe try to get the guy going in the dark, deep rice fields. You want to share that one? When like you and Joe drive behind the guy who have a loud scooter. So I tell you the story.
This used to be a very quiet street. And my friend and I were on a bike one time, and there was a bike in front of us that didn't have headlights. So we turned our headlights off, and then he was like going toward the rice fields. So we switched them back on, and then zigzag back to the middle. We switched them back off. Yeah. Anyway, sidetrack.
You're so lucky that there was no Canggu pole those days.
Yeah. But yeah, we've seen a lot of changes since I've been here. I remember surfing Rivermouth with Tippy. Had an experience there that was regrettable. I tried to call Tippy off a wave. I was 16. I was here for in 2016, I was here for about 2 months, and I was surfing like 3 times a day. And I'm paddling for a wave, and I go, yep. And Tippy was taken off, and he just straightens out, and he's looking at me the whole time. He's like, what are you doing? So I ended up going into the shore and apologizing to Tippy for trying to call him off a wave.
Well, that's what I still do. That's what I still do. When he be on the lineup, you give him the wave, same like Ty, just you big dogs go, we go after you. It's okay.
But yeah, from there, working with Channel Islands, I've always worked with surfboards, which has been super fun.
Where are you working now? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I went from Channel Islands to Chile and spent about 3 or 4 years working with Chile. And then I worked with a sustainable wooden surfboard company named Varuna. And now I am working with JS Surfboards. So I've kind of done the rounds, worked with a lot of different companies and a lot of different shapers, which has been amazing. A lot of different surfers. And really got to test out a lot of products. Got to work with some amazing people.
So in the end of the day, you're the guy who I can send my friends to like check out on the surfboards and take a true opinion of like what they gotta get?
Yeah, I'll tell them.
Okay, so guys, let's like just next block is JS Shop. Anytime you need a board, come says, I'm friend of Nikita, where's the deal on it? And then he figure you out.
Or come here. Either way. You can come here. Speak to Patrick, speak to Tippy, you'll get a board.
Or ask like, Tippy, what board should I ride to Rivermouth so I can snake you in and get a board and get a wave finally?
Yeah, maybe I get a mid-length so I don't have to call him off. I can just be on it before him.
Hey, that's a choke strategy. Not allowed to, I'm sorry.
say. Yep. Yeah, good question.
You want to repeat the question so everybody heard?
Yeah, the moving from Australia to Bali, I was lucky enough to do quite a few trips here beforehand, and I'd always loved like the Balinese, the Indonesian culture, especially as an Australian. Like, there's something that's just so nice that it's like our closest flight to such a different place, you know?
Well, I
Australia's
just start hating you more and more now.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess Australia. I mean, you've got everyone surfs. Everyone goes to the beach. So we're so used to people sort of coming into a shop. They want to buy a board. Generally, they know what they want, or they've got a shape of friend that tells them what they want. There's just a culture around the ocean at home, you know. Coming to Bali, it was quite different. It was the first time I was really exposed to so many different cultures at once. You know, I was selling boards to Koreans, Japanese people, Russian, Australians, Indonesians, everyone, and it was pretty eye-opening for me as well. What different people wanted and sort of how I operated was quite different. I found that I had to be a lot more personal, try to understand what they wanted, how I could explain to them what was right and what was wrong as well, you know? Like I said, Australia's knowledge of surf and the ocean is really high, you know? So speaking to people that maybe don't know exactly what they want, but trying to get it out of them, trying to figure out exactly what they want was always the key, you know, making sure that the people get what they want.
In my case, it was like totally opposite. I come from a country which like have its own culture, but we unfortunately don't have like a surf culture or something like that. And I've been like, wow. In the beginning, it was a little bit like a kid in a candy shop and like you want everything. But I'm lucky enough to have friends like you, like Carl, like TP, like Uncle Ty, all the Canggu crew, like Mad Dog, who kind of put me into show what the surfing etiquette is, and it's so important in the end of the day. Like one of the most important things, it's not how good you are for surfer, like how much you're ripping. It's just about how as a person you respect other people in the water, how you know where like which wave is yours or no. And I think that's really was one of the things that's make me who I am nowadays. It's like getting that reality slaps and some like advice from the older boys, from like Jared Mel and stuff. And that was huge for me in terms of like moving into here. But then, thanks God, I have strong enough friend community of Russian people here, and then I end up finding some friends like you and all the boys. So it was really smooth for me. But yeah, it's, you know, any road have some bumps on it, and you just gotta take it as a man.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah, I stayed in a town in Australia most of my life, and no matter where I went in that town and surfed, I knew the people in the water. So I had almost like I knew what I could do at those spots. I knew the people in the water, and then coming here, it was so different. I had to work my way up the ranks slowly. Like you said, it's not necessarily the way you surf, but it's how you act.
Yeah, how you respect other people's.
In the water, out of the water, and you've got to slowly earn your respect.
I'm telling you a story. So a couple years ago, I paddling to surf old men's, like a longboard sport. I don't surf there for like a while, so I'm like, well, I go surf there. I take a longboard, I take a wave, and some like Russian guy going right-hander, and I go left. And I'm just like enjoying my ride, try to do shitty cross stands because I'm bad in longboarding. And in one moment, that guy just turns, go left, and starts screaming like, "Hey, that's my wave!" Hey, I'm like, "Well, easy boy, like it's your wave, okay?" So I get out of the wave, and like he paddled near me. I'm like, "Sorry, man." He like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Russia." He says, "Speak to me in Russian." So he's like, "Dude, this spot is not a joke. It's a serious spot. Here in Old Man's, you cannot drop people, you cannot snake. It's
He said that or you said that?
No, he says to me, I'm acting like a full cook. I'm like, no way. He like, yeah, dude, like you can be smashed here for that. And I'm like, yeah, I do, of course. So funny that like just my friends, like local, they told me that you can drop people and stuff. It's on the cook spot. He's like, your friend don't know shit. I'm like, hey. And there was like Tina and I, I'm like, boys, he says that you don't know what's a surfing at here. And like he looked at them and just found the back bench and I'm like, on the beach.
Yeah, there's a million stories like that for sure. Hey, let's talk about surface bars. Talk about Echo Beach and kind of what that means to us. You know, like.
Who's in the surfer bars? Give us a clap.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to have the Mook surface bar just down at Echo Beach, and I leave like 2 or 3 surfboards out the back. I haven't put a surfboard on my racks in years. I just turn up to the beach, walk out the back, get my surfboard, surf, come in, have a coffee, put it back out the back. So that sort of goes to speak about how good the community is here, you know, how nice the people are. And we've got such a good community down there. We can turn up to the beach without texting anyone, and we've got 5 of the boys no matter what. We surf, rain, hail or shine, and we're in the water. Everybody's got good etiquette. Everybody's chirping and hooting. If somebody gets a good wave, he whistles from the beach. And yeah, I think it's just such a cool little zone. And we've still got the rooms down there. You can get your nasi goreng for 35,000. You can get a big tank for 25. It feels like the old Bali that I remember back in 2002.
Speaking of the surfer bars, till nowadays, I don't remember how I showed up there and when still hanging out there, but I do love the vibe of the place so much. It's like, I just can't leave it. You know, there's like another places around it and the people says, yeah, but that place was busy all the time. I'm like, nah, the only place where I feel myself like safe and nice and I can be myself, you know, on the beach, it's like right there. And especially Mookie, like really take care of us, like doing all the barbecue one time a year and stuff. And it's kind of like magnet for the good persons to come down there and like share what they can share with you. And it's always amazing, especially like having all the boys who like slowly moving around and like Patri going to Mookie, Timmy going to New Zealand and stuff, but still when like living back together, it's insane feeling in the water. I feel like that's why Sandbar is still Sandbar, because all the crew still kind of hold up to it, like Ari and Chelapu, they move, they kept there like watching it out on like too many surf schools to like play it. So it still really feel like a surf place, not just like an entertainment place.
Yeah, it's still very localized, but the respect sort of keeps it all together, you know. So yeah, super. We've shared a lot of good times down there. Yeah, super beautiful waves. Obviously, I call it the best wave in the world.
No. Canggu and Sandbar is the worst wave in the world now. I'm sure it's so bad. Oh my god, yeah, come on.
It's the best wave in the world. But yeah, the consistency of Sandbar and River Mount, I think there's no wave in the world that you can turn up every day and get the quality of waves that you do there. And I mean, Bali in general, if you've got time to jump in a car or on a bike, you could find probably the best waves that you like every day.
But you know what else is amazing thing about Sandbar, about surfing bar? You're sitting on the bar, watching your friends getting barreled and enjoy it, and then there's the sweet dogs around you, hunting for your cookies. You want to dance a little bit over there?
Yeah, there's about 590 dogs down there that we know all by name that want our coffee cookies.
Dude, I can do anything for the cookies. I'm almost scared sometimes to get a cookie into my mouth. I'm like, they're watching me.
Yeah, it's pretty ultimate.
Huh?
Yeah, for sure. I know more dogs' names than I do the people's names.
Yeah, that guy who hung out BC, what's his name?
But yeah, the culture in general of Canggu, it's obviously changed a lot over the past couple of years. A lot of development, a lot of mini marts and Circle K's, but I think the whole reason that Canggu is what it is because of the surfers, the waves, and what that brings around in local businesses, whether it's cool little shops, cafes, restaurants, all that sort of stuff. a lot of our friends have gone off and been able to open cool little zones just because of how much they love this place.
And they themselves, how they approach the sport at the same time. I remember Canggu like 2013 or 14 when it was like rice field, there was canteen and then like little maroons and Machimalong and that's all. And then to see how much it's evolved through the years, like what, 8 years or so, it just went like almost out, this guy doing stuff and shit like that. It's insane, but what I really like is the people thing themselves and keeping this culture, keeping these ceremonies and keeping surfing on the first place. I feel like that's what makes Canggu Canggu.
Yeah, absolutely. And places like this, I mean, Earth Island kind of represents Canggu to a T. You know, it's beautiful. It's got good food. It's got the surf vibe. A lot of good people here all the time. You can walk through there and get a bit of education on Indonesian history and surfing. And yeah, what Tippy and Patrick and the crew have done here is amazing. It's a really good reflection.
Or you can go upstairs and check some books with some great stuff, some old Bali picture, and just how we've been driving shortcuts back in the days, which was insane.
Yeah.
5 more minutes?
Yeah.
You want us to go?
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. Do we do the Q&A or?
Yeah, if anybody's got any questions.
We can pass the mic and it just goes through the hands.
Alright guys, jokes aside. It is the Northern blood. I call him Vlad a lot less now because I've been in the water before and I've been calling him Vlad and I've had too many people turn around and be like, yeah, there's too many Russians surfing these days and their names are actually Vlad. So the joke wasn't one as well.
So, well, okay, that's kind of like a really deep story of Canggu crew. We have one of our friends, his name is Charlie, he runs the Channel Island, yeah? And in the COVID days, there was some Russian blogger with 3,000 followers, was like, dude, I cannot surf, but I can stand in a pool on my head on a board, and I can take cool pictures with it, and stuff like that. Can you give me a board? And Charlie was like, from my official account, like, which board? He like, I want that quiz for $2,000, but like, I will really promote it. So Charlie like keep having good times with the guy just laughing at him. And then he got to Black Sands and like tell us his story, like, that's funny, what we say? He like, Vlad. We're like, whatever. And then somebody spelled the beer next to me and said, we're like, Vlad, what a Vlad. And then that thing just like grows
Dude, I
up.
think he made you who you are. I think that guy made you who you are.
The guys, even on the staff, they post the video of like Channel Island out of the rafters, and there was like Nikita Avdeev. I'm like, what the bloods you are? But then it's funny because sometimes we have it's a close like it's if you call me a blood, that's been a good thing. But if like me and you call somebody blood, we're like, that's a crook.
Yeah, it's a positive and a negative.
But you blood.
But guys, hope we didn't bore you too much with too many intimate stories that maybe we just don't know between us.
Last question.
But,
Any last question?
one more question. Any question? Question here, question there.
You're good.
I think that the guy.
Hey, don't touch my life.
Hey guys, thank
Hello.
you so much for sharing what you shared so far. I'm kind of curious, like, more specifically, like, what do you think, for each of you is the most important thing that the community and JV has given to you? And then also, on the other side, like, what's the biggest or most important thing that you guys try to give back to the community?
Yeah, awesome question. I actually think about this quite a lot. I feel like coming to Bali, coming to Canggu and meeting the people that I've met, it's allowed me, Nikita touched on this earlier, it's allowed me to be more who I am. I didn't realize being around just my friends and family at home that I actually wasn't the person that I am today. I think being around so many different cultures and the Balinese culture and so many different ethnicities and everything helps you understand who you are. You talk to an Italian, an American, a Russian, and a local crew. That just sort of helps you solidify who you are. And then giving back, I think it's just trying to be a good person, trying to obviously not feed into the stereotypical scene here, you know. Drive well, wear a helmet, have surf etiquette. You act the way that you want other people to act, you know.
I'm definitely agree with every word that you just said, and I can say that like for me in general Bali it's a great place to be yourself, and at the same time when you being yourself you should be able to accept other people being themselves, and you cannot be like too judgmental or something like that. Definitely there's a limits which we all cannot like walk past because we live in society. But yeah, it's like being yourself, and then for example for me now I'm slowly starting to feel myself old and sharing some knowledge with the younger generation, and that's really like picking me back into it, and I'm feeling happy to like give back to the younger generations. It's really create something good in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think just share the love, you know, like make sure that if you're benefiting, you give that opportunity to other people.
And just keep values of serving, being a surfer, sharing the waves, sharing the knowledge, and don't be too much of like a guy who like, oh, I surf better than you, and like I do and drop everywhere for something like that. Just like still remember that we all persons, we have good and bad days, and try to like live up with it with everyone. And yeah, I guess that's it. And good beers, good waves, and good people.
For sure. We'll end it on that, guys. Thank you all.
Thank you all guys, thank you TP, thank you everyone for coming down.
Thanks, Tim.
Well done, guys.
All the Earth Island crew was a good time.
Well done, well done. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Okay, one big round of applause for Nikita and Dylan, please.